Denny McCarthy has been knocking on the door all season long. Just to remind you of a couple of these finishes. T7 at the Travelers, that was an elevated event. He had a top 20 at the U.S. Open. He finished runner-up in a playoff to victor at the Memorial. Had a T8 at Wells Fargo, another elevated event. It's been a phenomenal year. T14 at Riviera, T13 at the Players. It's been a great year for Denny McCarthy. He is going to enter the final round one shot off the lead thanks to a Saturday 66. He ends up, I want to look at his putting numbers for the third round, Greg. He gained just short of one stroke with the putter, but there were a couple of putts in the middle of the round that he had for birdie that he could very easily be in the lead. A little uncharacteristic in terms of misses, but this dude's ready to win. I actually think he's going to win it tomorrow.
So Denny and Schenk are the two guys I thought would win coming in. And it is very rare that you get both those guys, in this position. But this seems so obvious to me because both Schenk and McCarthy have been trending in this direction where they're ready to win and they want it. And this is the perfect event for it. And they're playing great, clearly. You look at those putting numbers, and this is interesting, right? Not a great day strokes gained putting for Denny McCarthy. We did make 150 feet of putts. He holds some long ones. But this was kind of the odd thing about this round today. He hit it close sometimes. He hit it well most of the day. I mean, he hit 17 greens. He didn't hit it close a lot. And when he did, he missed them. I think it was 8 putts inside of 8 feet that he missed today. Yet he still makes 150 feet of putts total. He still shoots 5 under par. And the reason for that is he's able to hoop it from long range. So, he's almost like the Scotty Scheffler when you look at the numbers week in and week out. Where's Denny McCarthy in strokes gained putting? It's right up there near the top. And guess what? This week he's first. And we've called this event a putting contest before. And I'm not sure it's going to change tomorrow.
Spoiler alert, when we get to the betting card, I think Denny's going to get this done. Well, they are all chasing, Greg. One Brendon Todd. 66 on Saturday. It was bogey free. He eagled number 2. He made birdies on 13, 15, 16. That's it. Only 4 holes in which he carded anything but a par. Brendon Todd looking for his first victory since November of 2019, which, by the way, I'm going to look this up. I think it was back-to-back. It was definitely back-to-back starts he won in 2019. I think it was back-to-back weeks.
And I think he had a chance to make it 3.
Finished like second or third the week after that.
Bermuda, Mayakoba, RSM. I think it was inside the top 5 for sure, and had a real chance of winning. So Brendon Todd is extremely talented. And when you listen to those golf courses we mentioned, none of them are very long. This one is not very long either. And you have had through history, countless players have great success here without a ton of distance. And the most notable, of course, would be Steve Stricker and Zach Johnson. Yeah. And I think Brendon Todd fits that mold. He's extremely accurate off the tee. He is always finding the fairway. He's a wonderful wedge player and a great putter. And he hasn't been putting great lately, but he put a new putter in play this week and is really starting to feel good with it. And you can see the confidence and you can see the fun that he's having. And what was it on 13, I believe, his caddy drops the bag in the fairway and he has a laugh about it. I think it was after he had made contact, but they have a chuckle and all of a sudden he goes on that really nice run to finish off this round and end up taking the lead. So impressive. Brendon Todd, one of my favorite players out there on the PGA Tour. I love watching him compete, especially when he gets to a golf course where his skill set is highlighted. And that's the case here this week.
Has anyone just considered having a new putter every single week? It seems the honeymoon period, it's exactly 1 week long, right? For every putter. So why aren't these guys just switching putters every single week, Greg? I think that would be
it's a legitimate question, but if you have all that success right away, it's really hard to put it away. That's a challenge. So, and look, this is one that he has used before. It's not a brand new new idea. It's not a copycat putter. It's one that he's used a number of times over the past couple of years and has had success with. So look, there's a balancing act in changing these things out and getting comfortable with them and feeling confident with them. And Rick, I also think there's a little bit of romance in all of us where we want to find the one. The one that's going to work forever. So it maybe not so realistic, but I think that's what everybody's hoping for.
Yeah, Tiger did it, and everybody thought, "Oh, okay, I'll find the one."
Yeah,
like,
and look, the best putters of all time have done that, right? Brad Faxon very rarely changed putters. Tiger never changed putters. Jack did a couple of times, but certainly not week to week. Ben Crenshaw didn't change putters. These guys have stuck with it. But the reason is, hey, maybe they did find the answer, and that honeymoon phase lasted forever.
God. All right, Josh, show us the betting favorites, which is kind of fun because on a Saturday night, often we get a golfer at even money against the field. Something, but the way the logjam is, and honestly, there's not a ton of wins at the top of this board, or at least there's not a lot of recent wins at the top of this board. Brendon Todd and Denny McCarthy co-favorites at plus 360. Then you get Adam Schenk and Alex Smalley plus 550, kind of a 4-horse race, according to our friends over at Caesar Sportsbook, because then you go to 14-1 Peter Quest, Cam Young, and then 22-1 Chris Kirk and everybody else. I've already kind of made it pretty obvious. I think Denny gets it done, but listen, you could sell me on probably any of these guys at the top.
Yeah, there are good reasons for everybody. I mean, Brendon Todd is of the guys that are really right there, the closest guys to the top. He's the guy with the wins. Everybody else chasing their first. So there's a great reason for Brendon Todd. Denny McCarthy, Rick, I know you feel strongly about the best putter on the PGA Tour. And normally I'd look at the guy who's leading the field in strokes gained putting heading into Sunday and say, is this going to stick around? But with Denny, it's kind of like, well, today was kind of an off day on the greens. So there's a chance that he putts better. And I certainly can buy into that because he has been the best putter on tour, not just this year, but pretty much every year he's been out here. So you love to see that. I think Adam Schenk is the guy. A lot of this has to do with the fact that I thought so at the beginning of the week, and now he has the odds in his favor. But it goes beyond the numbers for me with him. I look at what he has gone through so far this year. The number of times he has been there with, 3 holes to go and having a legitimate chance to win, he's felt that heat. And I think today he's going to have that conversation with himself and say, look, you know what you got to do tomorrow. And I think he's going to hit the ball a little better than he did tomorrow. And I think you're going to see Adam Schenk win.
I'd be happy. Honestly, I'd be happy. Just emotionally, Todd winning would be pretty cool. Denny would obviously be awesome. I love Adam Schenk. I think Alex Smalley would be sweet. If anybody else wins, they're going to shoot something pretty low. So you'll get a firework type round.
Right.
Like Lucas Glover at 30-1, 3 back. Sure. Sprinkle.
Yeah. It's great. Right. These are the hardest to figure out because it is a putting. It's a putting contest. It's a wedge contest. I mean, Alex Smalley isn't going to have the performance approaching the green he did again tomorrow. Could be good. He could lead the field. Not going to be like it was today. So he's going to have to make some putts. Everybody in this event is going to have to make some putts tomorrow. And I think the guys that are ready to do it are the top 3 on this board. And I'm going to go with Schenk. What do you think the winning score is? Do you think he reaches 20, 22? It's at least 20.
Yeah. So let's see. So 16 under right now, then 3 at 15. I think 21's enough. Right.
Yeah. I was to make it easy, 20 to 22 was kind of where my head was.
Yeah.
You might see
20 could get you in the playoff.
The thing is that 9 under, there's a 9 under round out there for somebody. The question is, does that come from a guy at 15? I don't know, but I do think the guys even back at 13 and 12 are in it, because there is that 9 under round out there. So if you're at 12 under, you go shoot 9 under, you get to 21. That has a really good chance.